Hindi dinging.
First game that he played, that goal against Liverpool, that oh yes, you know, that commentary, right until this day, it still gives me goosebumps. Okay.
Pay his ticket to go to Madrid. I mean, he's done. He's fraud. He's fraud.
Let me finish, Raj.
Oh, Syed, let me finish.
Okay, salam satu Malaysia and welcome to JomUnited. We are a Malaysian Manchester United fan channel. Yes, dengan bangganya buatan Malaysia. Okay, if you enjoy our videos, please like, subscribe and leave a comment below. Okay, we love interacting with you guys in the comment section. Okay, and then for the coming episodes, all right, we're going to do something interesting. We'll be selecting a few comments and then we will read out and share it live in our videos. Okay, so if you don't like any particular person or you want to up a particular person, you can call out anyone on the panel and then we will respond. Okay, so guys, for this episode of Sembang United, okay, initially, okay, we plan to have a laid back session. Okay, maybe just have some coffee, you know, talk about the meaning of life, you know, and whatnot, you know, since that the EPL is over and then United is not playing, no stress whatsoever. Okay, but then this happened. Okay, a fourth-tier journalist, okay, they started some news, okay, that our favorite player, okay, most of our favorite player, Martial, okay, will be leaving to Real Madrid. Okay, so that triggered some kind of like anger in me, and then, you know, I had some traumatic experience, you know. Okay, guys, we need to talk, we need to talk about this, guys. So then, you know, how to say, irritated me and whatnot. And then, what happened after is even worse. Okay, a war erupted in our Sembang United, our JomUnited WhatsApp group. Okay, it's supposed to be a very friendly group, but then this happened. Okay, so then I couldn't take it anymore. Then that's why I called everybody. We got to have an urgent episode, an urgent meeting now. We got to discuss this and we got to settle this today. Okay, and since I'm the Martial FC president, okay, I have to uphold my responsibility to represent my Martial, my man. Okay, so for this episode, Raj, okay, our new marquee signing, he's going to take over as the host. Okay, so basically he's a non-biased, right? Raj, you're non-biased, right? So you're
yes,
like 50-50.
That's what I'm chosen.
So Raj will be he'll be the host for today's episode. Okay, so over to you, Raj.
Right. Thank you, Dom. A very warm welcome to the Sembang community, Sembang United, a channel that is truly Malaysian for Malaysian. All right. The topic today is about Ento, as how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer calls Martial. So, are you Martial in, Martial out, or Martial doubt? Let us know in the comments, right? So, we start with Coach Dom first. What is this whole fascination about Anthony Martial?
Okay, for me, Manchester United, right? Usually we have all these kind of flair type of players. Okay, players like Ryan Giggs, okay, Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay, they'll be running towards defenders. Okay, dribbling with pace. Okay, with speed. Okay, with vision and whatnot. Okay, so this I would say like a love affair started. Okay, when this young unknown kid, okay, got signed from Monaco. Okay, that time he was like pretty much the underdog. Okay, the press was against him. Like usual, any foreign players that come into United, they will get bad press generally. Okay, especially some unknown kid. Okay, so then of course I had my doubts and whatnot. Okay, but his first game that he played, that goal against Liverpool, that oh yes, you know, that commentary, right until this day, it still gives me goosebumps. Okay, so that pretty much started everything. Okay, so for me, Anthony Martial, he's a player with football IQ. Okay, in our teams, I can count with one hand how many players who actually has football IQ. This is very important. Okay, when they are in the final third, they know what to do. Okay, they are calm, they are composed and whatnot. Okay, Anthony Martial, he has that in abundance. Okay, and then he scored fantastic goals also. Okay, solo goals and you know, long range shots and whatnot. Okay, but the thing that I really, really like about him is his link-up plays with players. Okay, because of his football intelligence. Okay, link-up play with players like Rashford. There was one season they were playing so well together. Rashford. Okay, good players like Bruno. Okay, Pogba. Okay, players like that. Okay, so in general, I would say that this is one of the main few reasons why I'm Martial in president.
All right. Thank you, Dom. Next, we move to Smuffz. All right. Is Martial, in your opinion, the flair and football IQ player as was described by Doms now? What's your opinion?
Okay, I'm going to be very honest. When he joined us in 2015, 2016, yes, there was glimpse of it. He was the most expensive teenager at the time for our club. But if you ask me personally, after 6 years being in a club, he's 25 now. He has basically only showed it probably the first season a little bit, and last 2 seasons, that's about it. Just a glimpse of it. He is nowhere near the capability. I mean, he's nowhere near what Coach Dom said about Ryan Giggs, or basically you talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. If you're talking about flair, you're talking about players with real flair. They can basically bring the ball up solo. They can take on players. They know what to do, when to do. But this Martial, if you ask me, the only thing I see these days that he knows what to do is he goes down, sulks. He is such a negative player on the pitch most of the time. I mean, just take a look at the game when I think we lost, if I'm not wrong, against Sheffield United. If I'm not wrong, we lost the game. He was basically a spectator. He should have basically gone and take a referee a referee badge, and instead of just standing down there and just looking at the game. So for me, he has no spirit to play in the game. In a matter of fact, he has also only played 27 times for France since a young kid. Okay, 27 times only. And amazingly, he only scored 1 goal against Italy. I mean, what sort of flair are you talking about, Coach Dom?
Okay, so that's Smuff's take on why Martial is not the flair player that they term him to be. Okay, moving on to our champion of the United DNA, Danny. Right? What is your opinion? Since you are the master of United DNA, we ran on a huge video on the rant of you on having a United DNA. So do you think Martial is the player with the United DNA?
Martial is a United player. Let's get that straight at this current point. I'm sure stats and all are going to come out after this. But let's just see where our team is headed to. The narrative of this year was we are in Ole is trying to rebuild the team. So we are trying to get players into the team. Now, when we get because and also another one thing was our bench is very weak. So Ole cannot do substitutions. Martial has already been a player for 5 years. Yeah, he got his ups and downs, but we also have seen what he can do. He sulks. His face has been the same since the day he joined.
Since the day he was born.
We can only blame his parents for that. The rest, we can't do anything. But we know what he can do.
So you're saying he is quite a quiet player, in your opinion? That's what
he's a quiet player. No, the basic thing is we have seen what he can do. Maybe he doesn't do enough, but so has the rest of Manchester United. But now, when you're going to go into a new season, we all know how effective our body is at getting in players. And at the same time, if we are selling our players, we're going to end up with a bench of all youth team. So this rebuilding is still going to take another 5 to 6 years. Yeah, Martial may not be good enough for the first team. But he's somebody who can make a lot of difference in the 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Rashford can't sustain the whole time. Even the new players who are coming, they can't be possibly playing the same team for 70 games. So if you keep kicking out our players and adding one player, what is the point of rebuilding?
Right. Okay. Thank you, Danny. Okay. Talking about Martial was built up to be the next Thierry Henry of the Premier League. All right. Which brings us nicely to Aryton. Do you think he has lived up to the building as the next Thierry Henry?
First and foremost, okay, let's wind down a bit and turn back the clock. When Martial just joined United, a breath of fresh air. That debut goal against Liverpool, and also when that last-minute goal that brought us into the FA Cup final against Everton, beautiful to watch. The potential was vast. I would say he could have from his trajectory was, I would say, the sky was the limit. After that, a case could have been made that his his progress was probably hampered by Zlatan coming in, and after that probably by Lukaku, and then he was shifted to the wing, where he lost his touch to be a number 9 probably. But let's just say okay, after that because I was actually in the Martial in crowd now for the longest time. He was one of my favorite players at United. When Lukaku left, because I would have also actually agreed with what Ole did, where you put your bets on Anthony Martial rather than Romelu Lukaku, because Anthony Martial looks more of a United player than Romelu Lukaku, because he has that, like Danny said, that United DNA, that flair, running down the wing, chasing after every ball, beating the player. But ever since he got that number 9 shirt, I can honestly say he's frustrated me more than he actually gives me joy, because I've never seen a player so sulky, so negative in a United shirt. In I would say in the longest time I've been watching United, because he's technically people might just make the case, he can sit on the bench, he can come in and do this for 15 minutes. Hey, if I'm getting 250 million a week, 250,000 a week, I will expect that person to be playing every week. 250 grand a week to play just 15 minutes a week. Come on. And also, if you talk about him bringing the next Thierry Henry, he's 25 years old. If anyone's the next Thierry Henry, is Kylian Mbappe. That is actually a real out and out, talent that actually lived up to his potential. Whereas I would say Anthony Martial, squad player at best. If he can stay United, but he needs to take a pay cut if he wants to live here. If he wants to stay here any longer, because he's not the player that we can rely on. Because why? If I just say everyone, let's say all our star players was out Bruno, Pogba, Rashford, anyone in that team, and you just put Anthony, Anto, our hopes and dreams are on you. Win us the game. Trust me, we will lose that game. Most definitely he will lose the game, because he'll be just standing there on the pitch, pass me the ball. After they can say, Berbatov didn't run that much. Hey, Berbatov, even his bear have worst season, so he scored 30 goals a season, and his touch was sublime. That guy was class on the pitch. But Anthony Martial, I don't want to say clown on the pitch because he's not. He's still a talented player, but he frustrates me to the core that guy I mean, he's not one of my most hated player at United, because everyone knows my most hated player is Fred. I can't stand that guy's face. But Anthony Martial for 250,000 a week and to live on the bench, to come in that 15 minutes, hell no. That's all I got to say. I'll add more after this.
Thank you, Aryton. Okay, let's move on to Doc. Right? Ole actually made a choice between Lukaku and Martial. He chose to stick with Martial. Was he right in doing so? Or as we saw against Belgium, where many United fans started jumping on saying that Lukaku should have been here instead of Martial, did he make the wrong choice? What's your call on that, Doc?
I think firstly, we need to see whether he was right to make that choice, right? I think for me, what Ole thought was Lukaku didn't fit into his game plan, because his touch is poor. The way he moves the ball around is not that great. Doesn't fit into the front line, and also probably would limit the chances of Mason Greenwood. Now let's look at the stats once Lukaku left. 2 seasons back, let's not count last season, right? The season before when Lukaku left and Greenwood came in. The 3 of them scored 62 goals in that season, right? Martial 23, Rashford 22, I think Greenwood about 17, right? Clown on the pitch? I don't think so, okay? And we were all very happy at that point of time. Oh, wow, we got a front three that scored more than Salah, Firmino and Mane. Okay, let's be honest. Martial is always going to be a guy who splits opinions. Why? Because he doesn't smile on the pitch. Not everybody is a Dwight York, to smile on the pitch and run around happy to play for United. Okay, he's serious. Yeah, but even if you look at his photos at parties with his wife and all, he's exactly the same face. In fact, he went with his tight bottoms with his wife on his wife's birthday. Still the same face. Doesn't smile, doesn't do anything. It's just, that's the way he is, right? Are we going to screw him because he doesn't smile? I don't think so. Okay, we were all very happy when he was scoring. Okay, granted, last season he didn't have a great season. And like Smuffz said, for the last 2 seasons he actually performed, right? Maybe in between he didn't perform. And for various reasons, the fact that Zlatan came in, Zlatan was the man and things like that. So that's that. Don't forget, Martial was also the Players' Player of the Year for the year 2019-2020, right? So that means the players appreciated what he did. He scored goals, he assisted them, okay? Don't forget, 1999 when we won the treble, we had 4 strikers. Right now, you take out Martial, what do we have? Greenwood, Cavani, Rashford. They're not going to last 70 games a season. You need some players on the bench. And who do we have on the bench? Ahmad, James, Lingard, if you're going to bring him back. These are not guys who can change the game. It's going to be the same problem. Ole looks at his bench and sees all these guys, Matic, Ilanga. They're not proven. They will take time to get into the first team. Right? So your bench is still not strong. For me, Martial should stay because he gives you an option whether or not he starts, right? And I'm not saying like Aryton said 15 minutes a game. No, we don't want him to play 15 minutes. We want him to challenge the first team. Push Rashford, push Greenwood, push Cavani. Okay, and there are games where you can rest Cavani. Now Martial can play either in the center to take Cavani's place and rest him. He can play in the left, there you can rest Rashford. And remember what we spoke about earlier in one of the earlier episodes of Jom Sembang as well. Our players in the last 3 seasons have been tired out in the last few months of the season. Why? Because they were continually playing, right? And now Martial gives you that option to actually switch around and without any lack of quality. Okay, yes, he may not be firing on all cylinders, but he's a guy who can take on players. He's a guy who can score goals. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of Martial, but for me, we know our board is only going to bring in 2 or 3 players, right? In a transfer window. It's not going to be a huge 5 or 6 players. So we need to keep the guys who we think can change games. And Martial is one of them, right? So we are going to bring in 2 or 3 players maximum who will challenge the first team squad as well. So that would mean you another 2 or 3 good players on the bench. Now, with Martial, that makes about 4 players on the bench who can change the game. Now, just think about Villarreal, the finals against Villarreal. Rashford not performing. Greenwood was okay. Cavani not getting the service. Now, when Ole looks at his bench, if he had Martial, he would be an obvious choice to replace Rashford, right? And we all were complaining, oh, Rashford's playing like crap. But when we look at the bench, there's nobody to take his place. Now, if Martial had been there, that is an added sort of advantage. You got one guy who can come in and change the game, right? Not to forget one more thing. Next season, at the early season, most likely Rashford is going to go for his op. Now, who's going to take his place? If we don't bring anybody in, if we sell Martial, we loan out Martial, we don't have anybody to take his place. Who are we going to throw in? Daniel James?
Some said Daniel James. Some said Lingard.
Yeah. That's not the solution. That is going to replace Rashford. You're going to replace Rashford with Lingard or Daniel James. You're definitely going to bring down the standard. Now, if you got Martial at least, you got somebody about the same standard who can deliver. And he has proven just the season before. Now, we all forget the season before. We were also happy with our front three. Now, yes, one bad season and everything's changed. I don't think so.
Right. Thank you, Doc. Okay. Martial.
Speaking of his experience, because De Gea has been terrible for the past 2-3 seasons. It's like, 1-2 seasons, don't change anything.
Yeah, was a
this
bad
episode is about
decision.
Martial.
Wow.
I think
Okay,
How are we going to be
Basically
here?
the same
we
thing.
leave that for another one. We leave that for another
let's
episode.
get back to the elephant in the room, as we put it. Martial, should he stay or should he go? Okay, there is a huge rumors or there's strong rumors saying that Real Madrid want Martial on loan, right? Which brings me nicely to Syed, right? Do you feel we should sell Martial, loan Martial, or is he the option the perfect option that we have from the bench? Or do you have any other players who can do better, in your opinion, can do better than Martial?
Okay, so like 2 days ago, there was a news breakout from Duncan Castle, one of the journalists, and he said like Manchester United is going to offer Anthony Martial to Real Madrid as a loan, and his agent is also looking for a new club for him. So for me, it's a very fresh news for me, and I thought, okay, this is the time for him to move on because he has been at the club for 6 years. He's underperforming. Yes, maybe 2 out of 6 seasons was good, but rest of the 4 seasons he's so horrible. He's so pathetic. He doesn't deserve the number 9 shirt. And but I don't think Real Madrid is fool enough to buy him actually, because Real Madrid, even Anthony Martial doesn't qualify for a club like Real Madrid. They are going for Mbappe. Why would they buy Anthony Martial? Anthony Martial, I think he can go back to France, where he comes from, play in the Farmer League. And I don't think he would be, maybe like Real Madrid would say no to him, which would be very sad for us because we have to bear his wages. We have to keep him in the squad. And like we talking about other stuff, and I heard few of my colleagues, they talk about other things which I want to counter. Like we are saying, like Martial was the player of the season, and because of this he should be in the squad. So that means like Chris Smalling was also player of the year. Where is Chris Smalling? Antonio Valencia was also player of the year. Where he is? Even if you say like some Mad Bubsy players of the year, which is the real players of the year for me, because fans vote for it, and then Gabriel Heinze, players like them, they also won those awards. Where are they right now? So
Sorry,
one season,
didn't Valencia retire at Man United as captain?
I mean, yeah, he retired, but that doesn't
Exactly. That's where he was.
Raj,
think
can you
he-
say
Boleh dengar,
Raj?
boleh dengar. It's
Syed,
getting
we lost
juicy now. Alamak, try to connect back.
Correct back.
Lari
Bukan
ya tu, lari. Dia dah lari lah.
Dah lari dah.
Can hear lah, Syed.
No,
Hello.
I think what Syed is trying to say is, Doc, what Syed is trying to say is, he can be the player season of the year, voted by the players, because of course they have a connection between themselves in the dressing room. And of course, I think the player of the season, when the players voted him, is probably his final season or so, if I'm not wrong, or the second final season. Say that's the case. Probably it's just because of the leadership that he has shown on the pitch, and basically, they just love him for who he is. But if you go to ask me, like what Syed said, I think the real prestige award would actually be the fans player of the season, because that's what the fan observe. The fan observe from outside. When you are on the pitch, you don't basically observe. You don't basically see who is good or who is bad. There is not a player's position to, a player's choice to look at that. You see from a fan, you see from a manager, you see from the external, if the player is performing on the pitch before you make that final decision.
Bro, your colleagues are the one who will tell you whether you're a good at your job or not. If
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
if you're crazy at work, nobody's going to say, bro, you are very good. Maybe the people from the outside cannot see what you're doing. Of
No,
course, the
we should-
players will know
we
what
should
he's
go
doing.
back-
Dude, you are basically
That's
in a stadium, you are playing in front of 20, 30, 40, 50,000 fans. Basically, they are the people who is voting
Bro,
for
you're
it. It's
saying
different.
90
Yes,
minutes,
exactly.
The fan
Yeah.
base for Martial is divided.
It's the player's job to be on the pitch. No, just answer me this. It's the player's job to be on the pitch to basically judge who is the better player on the pitch. No, their job is basically to go on the pitch, to perform on the pitch, to focus, and basically to produce on the pitch, not to look at who
fans. When you come to Martial now, just open any bloody thread on Facebook. Just open and just read the comments and see.
No, because there is a
Obviously,
reason.
the fan
You
is
need to.
divided in this
No,
case.
there is a-
Obviously, when we are talking of a professional football player, your teammates, their
But Dom-
opinions obviously count.
Fans are saying because they want results, they want productivity. They don't want any player to just stand and just wait for the ball. We don't need
But
any
how many
luxury
people
player.
are there?
We don't.
Okay,
We don't
then
need
don't
any luxury
bring up
player.
this particular
We need a player who can perform, who can score.
Topic. Yes, the Sheffield United game, that was shit. I agree. Wait, let me finish, Raj. That was
Okay.
shit. That
Hey, that
Sheffield
sounds
United
familiar,
game was
Dom.
shit.
Let me
But then
finish.
name me any other games. I know you all copied that clip, but you're just playing that particular clip. I can give you any other examples. During the FA Cup with Liverpool, he was very disciplined. He was tracking back. He was playing very well.
No, only few performances.
The clip
Last
that you
season.
guys made are the one that he screwed up. Obviously, yes, every player,
Dom,
even Bruno, has
okay.
stinker games. Everyone has that.
But you- Are you comparing Bruno with Martial?
No, I'm giving
Are you
you
going
an
to compare-
example. Every player, obviously, they are not going to play every game
But
100%.
6 years,
And it's so
6
happen-
years,
okay,
25-year-old.
Okay, you talk about 6 years.
6 years.
Let's break it down. Year by
I mean,
year, let's break it down.
are we going to?
Let's
Are we
analyze.
going to?
Okay.
challenge for the title, or we just
Six
want to just give it
seasons.
a time?
This guy has played is basically
Season,
30%.
25
You give him
years old,
2
6
good seasons, it's only 30% of the basically 100%. This is
are-
nuts.
Okay,
You are accepting a substandard 30% player in Manchester United. No.
All of you are
want
okay.
to ask.
No.
Let me
Hello.
say something lah.
There's only
Okay lah, Dom.
33%, basically 2 out of 6 seasons, Dom.
Okay,
Dom, a question to you, Dom.
You have to
Question
break
you,
it down
okay?
by
Hello.
season and we
A question.
analyze what happened during each of the season.
Okay.
Okay,
Dom,
Raj,
Break it down
Raj,
that way,
a question.
then after that, you
Raj,
analyze.
Raj,
If you throw the stats
Raj,
like that, you don't know what is going on in the background. You don't know what is happening. You don't know.
Okay,
that
Dom,
the
okay,
incident
okay.
Where Alexis
Raj.
Sanchez came into the
Okay,
club,
okay.
they have to put it on the bloody left wing. They have to play him.
Okay,
They
okay.
have to throw
question.
everything out of momentum
Okay,
for
okay, Raj.
Martial.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
All right.
I
Okay.
Simple lah.
I
Okay,
was-
simple
I was
lah. Want to
speaking-
ask as well lah.
I was speaking and then-
Continue.
Yeah.
Syed,
And then
continue, continue.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, my connection dropped. Yeah. So the few things I want to highlight, like we talk about comparing Lukaku and Martial. I mean, how you can compare Lukaku with Martial? Lukaku is a mean guy who knows how to score goal. He knows where is the goal. He doesn't have to see. He can just turn and score the goal. If you
But
talk
was that
about
really the case when he was in United?
Yeah, it was the case because if you compare Martial and Lukaku has played 66 games and he scored 28 goals. That gives you 0.4 ratio, right? For Martial, he has scored 71 goals in 265 appearances, and his goals per app ratio is half. He is scoring 0.27 goal per game, and Lukaku scored 0.42 goals per game. I mean, you have
From the same position.
from the same position, number 9. He was also number 9.
Are they playing in the same position? So
Okay,
when Lukaku was playing, how is
Okay,
Martial
I have
playing
a-
the same position?
Okay, Danny, I have a question for all Martial FC. I have a question for all of you guys. Do you think Martial is number 9 or do you think Martial is a winger? We are all confused. Who is he?
But that's the coach's fault for where he's playing him, right? It's not like
No,
they come
coach
into the
yang-
field
No,
and say, I want to play
Even
here.
if you say number 9, he doesn't qualify. If you say he's a winger, he doesn't qualify. What do you think he is? He's a winger or he's a striker? If you talk
Why
about a
not?
striker,
Why does he
he's
not qualify as a striker? He scored 23 goals the previous season. What are you talking about?
But
You know,
one in a sixth season.
You're
One in
quoting a lot of
sixth season.
statistics, Syed. You're
One
quoting a lot of statistics. Remember Lukaku's second season, he scored 15 goals. 15 goals. Don't forget how many he missed. Okay, remember when you talk about statistics, they are like mini skirts. Okay, what they reveal is suggestive. What they hide is vital. What you're looking at is only 1 point. Remember Lukaku's second season. How
Football
many
is
chances
all
he
about the
missed?
stats. Football is all about the stats. Without
No,
stats,
it's
Football is not all about the
It's
stats.
not.
no football. Because
I have a question as well lah. Actually, if you guys don't mind me
Has
asking
been
lah. I have a question. If you all say right, okay, Martial is I would say okay, maybe he can play number 9. Is he Manchester United standard? When I say Manchester United standard, is champion standard. No, he can bring us to that next level to actually win the Premier League title that we covered
How
so much
about
that
the
we won
players around
13
him?
times.
How about the players around him? That is my question.
Rashid is also
That's
playing in the
what
same
he's
team.
Do you
Rashid is playing in the
expect
same
that
team.
one
Cavani,
particular player, one number 9 player, to make all the difference?
No.
Cavani
If
also
let's say,
playing in the same team. Rashid
Yeah,
also playing in the same team.
exactly.
Or Cavani playing in
Cavani, even Cavani
playing in
I want to get
Cavani
over
can
this
last the
with
whole
Sayola,
season.
lah.
He's
Okay,
every
guys.
Single game for the whole
that he played,
season.
he did not turn up for every single game.
Man. Come on.
Cavani playing in the same stadium.
All right,
Same
guys. Okay, I just want to go to one person who has been quiet. It's very rare that he's this quiet for an entire episode. He will usually come in and say, guys, na tambah sikit boleh tak? I'm going to go to the... Okay.
He's watching
Zai.
a movie lah. He's watching movie. Hey, Piala.
Oh, Martial out. We are not sure.
Okay. Aku bagi pendapat aku lah. Kalau Martial tak layak main dekat Manchester United last year, dia dah kena loan macam Lingard. Sebab Oleh letak sebab dia layak. Even dia letak striker ke, letak winger ke, letak right back ke, whatever. Sebab atas semua keputusan daripada Oleh. So, kenapa Oleh hantar Lingard pergi loan? Kenapa dia tak hantar another player macam sekarang kita tengah cerita Martial pergi loan? Kalau korang rasa yang cakap Martial out ataupun Martial in, diorang kenapa dia masih berada di dalam Manchester United even dia dah sign another contract lah, maknanya first contract itu hari and then dia dah sign lagi satu contract, so dia dah jadi kontrak baru. Kenapa dia masih layak lagi dekat Manchester United even attitude dia yang macam mana kita nampak, kadang-kadang okey, kadang-kadang tak okey. Pada aku, pendapat yang aku rasa, Martial ni sebenarnya bukan Martial sajalah, semua player MU kita bermain 11 orang, kita bukan bermain individu, tetapi job scope Martial ialah untuk menjaringkan gol ataupun assist gol. Itu Martial punya job scope. So kalau korang rasa Martial punya statistik ke, Martial punya problem ke, itu ini attitude ke apa benda ke, ya betul, MU mesti macam Martial punya tugas mesti kena jaringkan gol. Even macam mana pun. Tetapi untuk last year, dia still ada dekat MU. Bukan dia yang kena keluar. Sedangkan Lingard yang memang kita tahu daripada akademi DNA MU, hantar ke West Ham, keluar dan kemungkinan tak balik. Kenapa bukan Martial? Korang kena tanya, bukan tanya pada apa yang korang nampak. Korang kena tanya apa yang Ole buat. Apa yang pengurusan management, coach yang buat untuk Martial. Yang aku nampak, Martial ni sebenarnya tak perform. Dia masih, sebab tu korang nak dia macam lebih daripada tahun lepas. Tetapi ni bola bro. Bola ni bulat, dia jadi kadang-kadang naik, kadang-kadang turun.
I mean, Jai, sebab tu kita tanya Martial dari semenjak kita beli dia kan. Level the next level, dia tak naik the next level. Gear kedua, orang cakap gear kedua. Dia masih gear pertama je. So,
betul.
To go to the next gear when our team is not complete. When we are playing with the McFreds, how are we going to go to the next level?
Dude, is he scoring goals? That's the thing, you know. Is he scoring goals?
Ada satu minit
The thing about United, any of our forwards, we have the same problem. Other teams don't have.
Cavani scored 17 goals in 39 games in less minutes this season for United.
That's all for our forwards. We have minimum supply for our forwards because of our overall.
Kasih Jai habiskan. Sorry Jai, saya interrupt tadi. Sorry.
Aku nak habiskan sikit je lagi. Kan? Jadi, kalau kata, untuk fakta yang lepas, Lukaku yang minta keluar daripada MU. Bukan Ole yang nak dia keluar. Lukaku minta dia keluar. Sekarang ni samalah dengan Martial. Martial kalau dia minta keluar, bagi dia keluar. Tetapi persoalan dia, siapa yang nak ganti Martial? Type of the player macam Martial. Bukan Elanga yang baru nak naik, Ahmad Dalo, bukan. Yang dah matang dari segi permainan. Korang kena fikir kalau korang rasa nak letak dia luar atau nak letak dia ke dalam, kau kena fikir dekat aspek tu. That's why Ole, Lingard sekarang kau keluar. Sebab apa? Sebab dia dah tahu dah. Kalau dia bagi tempat dekat Lingard still macam tu, lebih baik dia pergi ke tempat lain. Samalah macam Martial. The point is korang kena ingat, kalau dia nak keluar, pergi Real Madrid, loan. Macam aku cakap sebelum ni, dia nak pergi loan Real Madrid. Biarkan dia pergi. Tapi kalau dia berada dekat situ, siapa yang loan tu, siapa yang nak ganti dia? Siapa yang nak menggantikan Martial sekarang?
Right. Okay, good point.
Aku sekarang terus terang jaga. If you want to go out, go out. If you want to go in, still bagi opportunity, bagi peluang. Korang kritik, tapi tak ada apa pun. Sebab Ole still nampak dia still player yang tak boleh digantikan. Sebab itulah Cavani datang.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, Jai, for your comments. One quick one. Just now, Syed was trying to actually put out some point, but it got missed. Yes, Syed, what do you want to say? Quick one. Make it quick and snappy.
Look, I mean, Martial is a good player, no doubt. He has skills and all, but he's a luxury player, not for United. He can go to other league and then he can show off all his skills and dribbling and all. But you're talking about giving time and opportunity to a player and not criticize. But you are talking about challenging for the title. You see your neighbors, you see Chelsea, how they're recruiting the players, and you want to give time to Martial to just come and prove. We don't have time for this. You need to make tough decisions. You make a tough decision, you show Lukaku.
You're talking about challenging for trophies like Chelsea and Man City. Look at our bench. You're going to put Elanga and, and James and on the bench. So, at least Martial is on the bench, gives you something else.
Yeah, we are going to buy Sancho soon, right? So Sancho is coming. So Sancho is going to play on right. Cavani or Greenwood would be in the middle.
You can't talk about players that are not at Manchester United at this moment. At this moment, we sell Martial.
We have players who can prove, but Martial is not productive. Whenever he comes, he's not productive.
Syed, if I want 7 players go out, 7 players go out, not 1 player. 7 players in my list. 7 players, not 1.
So Martial should be on the top of the list. Martial should be on the top of your list.
And replace with who? Syed,
Martial
you have
shouldn't be
players
on the
coming
list.
from-
There's
will
7
still be
players.
weak.
You have
Definitely Martial is
Sancho.
not. What are you
Sancho.
talking, bro? What are you
Sancho is not
Sancho
the
is
bro.
coming.
How can
Sancho
Martial
is
be top on the
coming.
list? How can Martial
Because
be top on the list?
Because he's not productive.
Lindelof,
Why you want to pay?
Fred, Lindelof.
Why would you
Okay,
want to
think-
pay so much for players like, for
Okay,
example,
guys.
Pogba, causing so much
Okay.
havoc in the team? How can
Think-
Martial
And why
be
are you
at the
paying
top of the list?
250,000? That's quarter million, basically a week to put basic Martial on the bench.
Yes.
Why do you want to pay
no, no.
250
We
million?
cannot play
You
on
all
the
don't
one last
understand the
list that
simple
you can play
concept.
at one
He's on the
particular
bench.
time.
Means that's why he's on the bench. He's there to challenge the first
You
team.
don't pay somebody 250,000 a week to
7 players out, Martial top of the list. You crazy?
Yeah, because you're talking
Pogba
about
should
7
be
players
the
to go
one.
out.
Pogba should be top of the list, bro.
I mean,
Pogba,
why you hate
Lingard,
Pogba? Because
Daniel
We are
James,
talking
Pogba
about
is top of the
250,000
list,
pounds
bro.
a week. Pogba's
But
on
Pogba-
450,000.
Okay.
5
Pogba
seasons of
should be-
nonsense, of crap.
250,000. How about Pogba? Turning up
Pogba
once in a
has
while and
this.
stuff like that. How can you
First
compare
team
him to
player.
Martial?
Pogba is a first team player. He's a productive, unlike Martial. Every time
What
Martial
productive?
plays,
What
you
has
can't see any
Pogba done?
productive.
Tell me. Productive?
Pogba-
Are you sure? For 450,000 pounds a week.
Pogba,
Guys,
we will
guys,
do another
guys,
video.
wait, guys, hold on,
Let's
hold
stick
on.
to the Martial.
Hold on, wait.
Okay.
Can I just ask?
keep it to
uh,
Martial, guys, please?
No, yeah, okay. The salary that they're paying Marshall or the amount that they're buying players is not coming out of our pocket. They got
Yeah.
accountants to do. They got accountants to do this work. So there's
Okay.
no point. Okay, if they're paying 250,000, you're telling me Marshall is going to be on the bench 70 games a season. There's no injuries going to happen to our first 11.
No, because every time, are you going to rely on Martial to come off the bench and score goal? You cannot rely on him. You should rely on a player who should come and then be productive and
So
Okay,
score
tell
who
goals.
is
me,
the
who
player
are you
now?
going to rely on?
Striker
Who are we
job.
going to rely
Who is
on?
the player
Okay,
on the
okay,
bench
good
right now
question.
who can do that?
Okay, good question.
Okay, guys.
We all know Sancho is going to come.
No.
after the Euro.
Currently,
Between
don't
the
talk about
Euro-
Sancho.
No.
Sancho
Now
is
who
not
is
coming
gonna-
back. Don't talk about
Listen,
Sancho.
waiting
Talk
for
about
2
now.
seasons.
Current
2
squad now.
seasons you're waiting for him.
Listen. Okay, Sancho is coming, and then Sancho is obviously going to play on the right side, his preferred position, right? Rashford on the left side. On the middle, you have Cavani or Greenwood. And then Martial on the bench. I'm okay to put Martial on the bench because you're right. I'm not going to pay salary from my own pocket. If he's staying on the bench, it's fine. But if you bring Martial off the bench, do you think he will be productive and he will score goal? We have
Yes, why
seen-
not? Yes,
Obviously.
yes.
Okay, what about
That's
They
what
are
I'm trying to say,
United
right?
player after all. They
Syed,
are
What
Syed,
about the academy
United
players?
Just
What
a
about the academy players who are coming? The academy players,
Just-
Ahmad
Just
Diallo.
Side, I just want to ask you something. Is Martial better than Daniel James and Jesse Lingard in your opinion? Yeah, I never
When
answered
you-
that question.
Oh man.
By numbers, yes, 100%.
Are you crazy,
If you-
bro?
if you
Are
talk about
crazy,
numbers,
bro?
I can
Are
prove
crazy,
you.
bro?
I can prove you. I can prove you. If you talk about numbers, 100% yes. Okay.
I'm
Okay.
going to leave it to the comments.
Lingard-
below. I'm going to leave it to the
yeah.
comments below.
Lingard scored
Guys,
I mentioned
9
that
goals
Daniel
in
James
19
and,
appearances with a
Lingard is better than
0.47
Martial.
goals per game. Lingard has a ratio of 0.47 goals per game, unlike Martial, who has a 0.27 goals per game. Yes,
Right.
Lingard
Hey.
is better than Martial when it comes to numbers.
You cannot just look at
Okay.
the numbers. Look at the way they
Okay,
play.
okay.
It's like you say
Honestly,
that Martial is
the
The
not
way they
good.
play, you look at the way
But
Marshall play.
yes.
Marshall is basically sulking most of the time. What are you talking about?
No,
Look at the
don't
way
talk-
Marshall
don't talk
plays.
about sulking. Okay,
I
I'm
would
gonna
rather,
bring
to be
about
honest, I would
sulking.
rather
Okay,
give
I'm gonna bring
Ilanga
about
opportunity
sulking.
to basically play on the left. Have you seen him play on the left? Have you seen how he plays in the reserves on the left? He has been fantastic for the team. Yes, he has not been proven in the first 11. He has not been proven in the first team. But I think
But
this
being a
guy
productive
deserves an
player.
opportunity. Yes. Why are you guys stopping him from giving him an opportunity?
And
He
he
has
Okay.
70
zero
games in a
PR.
season.
He costs
70.
zero. He costs zero money.
Syed,
Lingard costs you
Are
zero
you-
money.
Okay,
are you dreaming?
relax.
We are not talking about price or money. There's no money
Honestly,
coming out of our pockets.
Syed has a point because you know
Yeah.
why? Honestly speaking, I would say right, Lingard would actually be more productive than Anthony
Yes.
Martial because he
Yes.
runs. He
Yes.
runs.
But
Yes.
that's why
Yes.
my question is why
You can't in that case.
Yes.
you can't.
So let's get a guy who can
Usain
run.
Usain Bolt to come and play for
Honestly,
United. He
whatsoever.
can run.
You guys,
Ah.
you
Usain
you
Bolt
Gila,
guys,
to
gila.
come and play for United. He can run faster than
Anthony
anyone on the
Martial-
field.
If Anthony
Even-
Martial was a caliber of Dimitar Berbatov, where he just stays up there and score goals, it's fine. I'm fine with it. But
Yes.
he does not score goals.
But he
does not
proved to
score.
be a fraud player.
Sorry, terrible.
Okay, has our formation and our team evolved over the years where strikers are finding it difficult, natural strikers are finding it difficult to play? I'll pick two people, right? From this side, I pick Danny. The other side, I'm picking Smuffz. All right, Danny first.
What's the question again? Our natural. Okay, wait. Anyway, the whoever is playing up there, we had really bad supply over the last few seasons. Okay, Cavani gave us a total different. What do you call it? A different dimension to the game when he came in, because he's an outright number 9. The job was to just find him. For the job, just find him. Hold on. So what I'm saying now is the whole argument is, should Martial be sold or not? The thing is now, if you send Martial out, we don't have a replacement. If you're telling me we sell to Tottenham Hotspur and bring Son in return, okay, that is a brilliant argument. You're going to give him to Real Madrid and we're getting 2 players, maybe some cash, is brilliant argument. But now you are taking out players from the game, bringing in the youth. This is not class of 92. You're never going to find it again. But we have no quality coming in. We are getting 1 player, maybe 2 players transfer window. You're talking about Manchester City challenging. How to challenge if you keep selling? Martial may not be the best player. Okay, he's an average player.
Lukaku? Then why did you sell Lukaku?
Lukaku wanted to go. Lukaku himself wanted to
Okay, wait. Wait. I give you a very good example. They didn't like Lukaku. They sold him, but they didn't bring in a replacement. Did we suffer?
Because
Until Cavani came in.
Okay.
No, wait. We didn't bring in a
Yes,
replacement.
sir.
The same thing, if you send Martial out and don't bring in replacement, we are going to have a non-competitive bench once again, and just first 11 players.
Because Martial thinks he's a number 9. When in summer 2019, when Lukaku left, Martial got the number 9 shirt, and his quotation was, he said, "This is my ideal position. This is the position I dreamed."
Exactly. How about 2009?
And I am a number 9.
He scored goals.
I'm number 9.
He scored goals after that.
And then what happened?
How many goals did he score
He
that
scored
season,
goals after
Syed?
that. The following season was his best season. He scored goals after that.
Okay,
He
guys,
scored goals after that. You cannot bring up this statement that he quote and then you can quote last season because he did not say it last season. He did not say it in the last season.
He was number 9 when Lukaku left, and he scored 1 extra goal than Rashford. And Rashford was playing on the wing. Still, Rashford scored 1 less goal than him.
Yes,
Rashford
because
scored
they were
22.
interchanging. The 3 of them were interchanging. That is why they were very good.
That's why Lukaku couldn't really fit in into.
But you're talking about consistency. Where is the consistency? If the rumor is true, and if Martial is going to Real Madrid,
If not if lah.
Listen. If he is actually going to happen, I will personally go to Manchester. I will pack his bag. I will pack his son bag. I will pack his girlfriend bag, and I will drive him to.
Bro, you can't even leave
this. No, cannot. MCO. MCO cannot.
If I cannot go, I will sponsor his ticket.
Ini kelakar.
We are paying him 250,000 a week. He can afford his own ticket. You concentrate on living the Daira first.
I will pay his ticket to go to Madrid. I mean, he's done. He's fraud. I mean, Martial FC should open their eyes. He's just a fraud. And you guys support him just because you are just supporting a player. You should support a club. You should not support a player. We're talking about
that. That's why when you're talking about the club, you got to see the big picture. And you can't just merely Martial. There's so much.
The big picture is he's a fraud.
First and foremost, you got to get rid of other obvious players that got to go up, bro. You can't just
he's a fraud. Then open your eyes. I mean, open your eyes.
Okay. He's just as wide as Martial's eyes already. He's open already, bro.
Guys. Okay, I have one comment. Okay, you talked about Chelsea, Man City. Look at their bench and look at our bench. Okay,
all bench players also performing.
Oh, Syed, let me finish. Let me finish. I think you said enough already. Okay, let me finish. Now, let me tell you why we won in '99 and why we won in 2008. Because look at our bench strength. It was not the first team.
This is 2021.
It doesn't matter whether it's 2021 or 2020. You're doing well because you got good bench.
If he's willing to stay on the bench, I would be happy. He can just stay on the bench. He can come.
What are you talking, man? Come on.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking? Happy to stay on the bench? That is how you say you're paying 250 to stay on the bench. What are you talking?
Sit on the bench, bro. Come on, bro.
What are you talking, man? Come on.
You're bringing in Sancho.
Jangan sebab dia tak lari masa tu, dia tak lari sampai bila. Itu cuma waktu tu mungkin dia kesilapan ke dia injured. Kita tak tahu.
Exactly.
Just bagi peluang.
He don't run. I can show you examples that he made runs but no ball went to him. And he got frustrated.
Give opportunity, but yeah, Jai is saying give opportunity. Why then, if that's the case, He scored 7 goals for us last season. Why not give opportunity to younger player who could probably score much more goals for us? Who could
You have
probably
Charlie McNeil. You
contribute
have Charlie
more for
McNeil. You have
us?
Joe Higuel. They can
No,
come
if
and
you guys are
score goals.
talking
They're
about
goal
giving
machines.
opportunity to Martial after 6 seasons with
There
us,
are
only
other
giving us
people
2
to
good
take out
seasons.
out
No
of the
lah,
bench
bro.
other than
You guys
Martial.
are
He
You
basically,
cannot
too
if
do
he's
that
more than
statement nowadays.
50%, he has
And we
contributed
need
more than
money.
50%
If
is
you want to
fine.
play up,
No.
play up
to
squad
buy
in the
players.
bench
It's
and
a
play other
un-
players. Players
un-
like
Also
Bata,
need
for
money
example,
to buy
Martin, for
players.
example. Yes, you got to play up those
And
players.
you expect to challenge
Horrible for
trophies. You
250,000.
want to be challenge
Guys,
the
guys,
idol
guys, guys,
50,000
guys.
with
is
unknown
not
players.
what
Okay, one
he
thing,
Come
one
on.
thing.
Okay,
No, no, no.
He did not set that value. And then
One
you're talking
moment,
about
one
his
moment.
body language.
Okay,
That
one
one doesn't
moment.
make
No,
sense.
Martial out.
That is
Martial
foul,
out.
bro.
That's final lah for me.
Out, out,
No
out.
way.
Martial-
Martial is not in lah.
okay,
He can't be
okay,
in lah.
Already
No
been
way.
Nasib
No
baik
more
korang
opportunity
tahu
for
Mahal
him
dekat
lah.
aku
This
lah.
is the
And you want
time.
to
If he
replace
wants,
him,
if he
Martial
wants
is too
opportunity,
old.
he can go and search it out in another club,
No,
Dom.
no, no, no,
No,
no,
not in United.
Bro,
Not in
bro,
United. He
no,
got
no,
to
no,
go.
no, no,
Go
no,
to the
no,
Farmers
no, no,
League.
no, no.
He can go to the Farmers League.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
where
he can go to
belongs.
Serie A, he can go to Paris or wherever he wants to go, but no lah, not
Bro,
in Manchester
bro,
United lah.
don't be
He has been
surprised.
given
not-
too many
If you go to
opportunities.
another
No,
rival
no,
club and then
too many
then
opportunities,
you'll
Dom.
be- you'll
No.
be crying, bro.
If
Martial
he
will be
goes to
crying.
Madrid,
Then
I
you'll be
think
the-
he will
the
play
Lukaku
for Real
that
Madrid
went away,
or
the one
Real
that
Madrid.
got
He will
away and
not.
whatnot.
I cannot for the life of me, I cannot for the life of me believe that this is what I signed up for. All right?
But we're
So-
talking about he should stay or he should not stay.
Guys, hold on. Now,
Ya, Mal, kejap, Syed.
we leave it to the Jom Sembang community. Let them decide Martial in, Martial out, or Martial out. Like, share, subscribe.
Martial out.
I'm done for
Out,
today.
out, out, out.
Man, Martial in.
I'm done
Martial
for today.
stays.
Out.
Martial out,
No
out.
replacement.
Out. Martial out.
Martial
Lalang lah,
stays.
Jai.
Martial
Lalang.
out.
Lalang.